ran the second largest Hyundai dealership in the country. The only thing is, I couldn't stand it. I went from making no money online to about $75,000 a month online. I quit the car business. We've gone through a lot. Inflation, gas prices, and there's no end in sight. Interest rates are going up. That's eventually going to have a long-term effect on things like layoffs and things like that.
To this day, I still have people that are like, I don't know why you're successful, your stuff's terrible. Well, you have 10,000 subscribers, so maybe I'm doing something right. Quit taking the YouTube courses and just look for what's working. You don't have to be an expert at something, but you have to at least be passionate about it. You have to know that there's at least 1,000 people that are interested in that. I know people on YouTube that make hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million a year, and then they have a very small audience.
How can you narrow your focus into something that's higher value, that aligns with things you enjoy, your talents as well, and then kind of focusing that down to just a razor's edge. I think that's one of the best ways to start to get an idea of what a side hustle could be for you. AI is a game changer for side hustles. There's never really been a better time in history to start a side hustle.
Whatever someone's thinking about doing for a side hustle, what's most important is that something that really excites them. Are they not only excited about potentially the money that they will make, but are they excited about learning the things that they're going to need to learn in order to make that money? They're looking for security in a world that can't provide it. Like, people work at a job and they think they have security until the day that they get fired. It's like a chicken being raised until the one day that it becomes dinner.
How are you different? How are you going to stand out with all this noise going on, all the marketing noise going on? How are you going to stand out? And how are you going to stand out and connect with their emotional wants, needs, fears, desires? Most people, what they're doing, they're all focused on the wrong spot. And then they buy the latest, whatever it is, the latest soup du jour, the bright shiny object of the day. And all these things are good, but they get all these things and none of them work. But yet, when I come in and work with them, I get all those to work.
Rental property is the most historically proven asset class in the entire world. It all starts with just buying one property. It's the hidden wealth creator. Most people think they make money on real estate because the real estate goes up in value, but what really happens is the debt goes down in value. Inflation-induced debt destruction, it's one of the secrets of the wealthy.
It is started as kind of a side hustle. They're working full-time jobs right now and they're trying to just make extra money. But most of the successful people that are doing it, our system, are an hour or less a day. The good thing about trading also, and if you're trading in crypto or Forex, is it's 24 hours a day. So it works well with a full-time job, because if you're working 9 to 5, doesn't matter. That's what you're really looking for when it boils down to it, is the freedom.
Being an entrepreneur allows you to be able to actually create the future that you want for yourself. You have no control on financial capital, right? Markets are going to rise and they're going to fall, but you always have got full control over your own knowledge and your own connections. If you're doing something that's unique to you, you're much more likely to make money than chasing someone else's formula. And then the real key thing is, how do you actually go from trying something out and seeing there's value to it to making sure it has monetary value, which means you can actually put money in your pocket.
So not only do we have inflation happening, not only do we have potentially the demise of the dollar, the economy is faltering, but we're having to adapt so quickly, like people haven't seen yet how fast things are going to move. Right now, there has never been, in my opinion, there has never been a better time to actually be able to start a side hustle, let alone have to have a side hustle, because you don't even know if your job will be around in a little bit of time.
Having a business has nothing to do with having money. Having a business has to do with making money. Many newer entrepreneurs just stand back and they're waiting for everything to go based on their plan. When I look at my career, all the companies that I've built, all of them we started from scratch.
You have this inner compass, and at different points the compass changes direction and you should follow it. Often you have to kind of look around at your life and look at the people who are succeeding in what you want to do, and you have to say to yourself, do I want to be like them? The average multimillionaire has 7 different sources of income. A job or being an entrepreneur is just one source of income.
Everyone's saying, follow your passion. And it's like 99% of the people on the planet have no idea what their passion is. And you just start working. And all of a sudden, you bump into something that you're either really good at or starts to become successful, and then that becomes your passion. All the research is really clear. The folks that have achieved the most only work for 90 minutes to 3 hours a day.
Everything we've bought, we always bought in debt on a credit card. Best case scenario we borrowed money from our relatives, and it went on for a long, long time until I finally succeeded online and I was able to pay off my parents' debt. I decided to get into e-farming, and it proved to be a very profitable decision. It was about 6 months after that I made my first check that I was able to scale it to $10,000 a month. I didn't look back since.
Cycles come and go. You know, in real estate, it's about a 10-year cycle. You have to use different strategies during different times of the cycle. So this is a perfect strategy for someone who has no money. We're talking about the new game, but there are some old secrets that you have to follow. And the first one is, I want to negotiate with a highly motivated seller.
The world is too complex. We came up with this term about 15 years ago called the catalyzing statement. The catalyzing statement massively catalyzes action. And anybody can create a catalyzing statement. But everybody else thinks success is all about changing and adapting. No, it's about finding your purpose, turning your purpose into a catalyzing statement. And so the cool thing is, none of the things that we've talked about here that have created immense wealth for people, none of them are difficult.
And this is where most investors, they won't even spend a budget on that. They're lazy, so they go to a realtor, does all the work for them. That's lazy. To be a real investor, you have to dig deeper, and you have to do things that the people aren't willing to do. When people think of rich people, they always think of people who have the money to go buy an island. He didn't have the money to buy an island, and neither does the person watching to this show. But if it's a deal, just say yes and go figure it out.
Here's this young 24-year-old kid at the time doing like $100,000 a month selling his own products on Amazon. So he started teaching me that. And so when I launched my first product within 4 months, I was doing over $100,000 a month profit.
The number of sellers can't even keep up to pace with the way that the amount the market is taking over.
The word try, I think sometimes people misuse, like, oh, I'm gonna try that. But if you want to change your life, then you can't just try, you have to do it.
One of the biggest secrets to wealth and ongoing wealth and sustainable wealth is you must continue to learn. Hard work had nothing to do with success. The fear that you ignored, that's the one that you need to freaking tackle. That's the mountain you have to climb or you're gonna stay where you are. And you can build some wealth in your life. For me, when I got money out of the way, it's when I started to look internally and how I could be a better man, better father than my father was.
Most product searches don't start on Google, they start on Amazon. So if you can understand how to put yourself on page one, you're getting in front of the most amount of buyers who trust Amazon as a brand. If I'm going to try to make money online, that's what I'm going to do. Because the Amazon business, once it gets started and gets going, it tends to stay going on its own. Whereas all these other digital businesses, the moment you stop working it is the moment it stops working for you.
It's kind of a blessing that all of this thing is happening, because finally I feel people are waking up to the idea and saying, man, I need to do something here. But the challenge is that they wait until they have enough pain. I'm trying to tell people do it before it's too late, because there is a point of no return. Let's take advantage of the swings, and you do it 20 minutes either in the morning or the lunchtime. That's why they call me the lunchtime trader.